Big up everyone. What is happening? The Liverpool Prophet back again with another live stream. Second day in a row, people. It is the second day in a row where I am doing a early morning stream. Hope we're all doing well. Big up to you one in the building. Big up to every single one of you locked in. Yeah, man. Hope we're all doing well. On a roll, man. I'm really enjoying doing these early morning streams. They just work out a lot better for me. I think I'm going to keep doing them going forward. So big up everyone locked in. As you can see, the title of today's live, some news that actually broke after I finished my live stream yesterday. So after had a nice chat with the lovely people in the comments yesterday and headed off, the news did break all over social media, and I thought to myself, "Oh God's sake, trust that news to break." When I finish up going live, and that is the news regarding Liverpool sporting director Richard Hughes potentially being on his way out of Liverpool and going off to Saudi Arabia this summer, which then begs the question: if he goes, will the manager also go with him? What happens on that? So, yeah, some interesting news to unpack, man. We're going to talk a bit about Richard Hughes. At the moment, currently, it is only just rumours, but it is looking more and more likely that the man is going to leave Liverpool this summer. Which, in my opinion, I don't know how other Liverpool supporters feel about it, but I think it's a good thing. So we'll talk about that. We'll look ahead to the weekend games as well, man. Some interesting games on this weekend. Obviously, the standout one. I'm not going to discuss too much about the standout one just yet. I'm going to wait till the game to. I'm going to wait till the game on Sunday. It's a little bit early to do that, so I'm going to discuss the Man United Liverpool game a bit tomorrow in my live. Match preview will be dropping tomorrow as well. But there are other games on this weekend that I think could be a bit interesting, so we will talk a little bit about that as well. So yeah, quite a bit to discuss, man. Quite a bit to unpack today. And big up to every single one of you. Big up to every single one of you, man. Now, yesterday we had a great chat, man. Big up to every single one that was locked in. Big up to every single one of you, sorry, that was locked in the chat yesterday. It was a great discussion with all the people in the comments about ownership, everything, just everything in general. So big up, man. Big up. It's an interesting feeling at the moment as a Liverpool supporter, because while you want to always back your team, while you want to always support the lads, it does feel like it's really hard to do that sometimes because of how poor we've been this season. It does feel like you're just blindly backing, and you don't ever want to do that, because then you just end up being one of those. I'm not gonna say ultras. You just end up being one of those people that backs the team no matter what. And for me, again, I'm not the biggest fan of doing stuff like that. I'll be totally real with everyone. As a football fan, the aim of the game, we know, is to win, isn't it? You want to win as a football fan. You want to win the biggest trophies. You want to win the best trophies, and you just want to win. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's obviously, ideally, we all want to win a Premier League. We all want to win a Champions League. Those are the big two for us. A cup's nice as well. An FA Cup's nice. Carabao Cup's nice. All these trophies are nice to win, but ultimately for me, look, as a Liverpool supporter, maybe I'm a bit greedy, but I always want to see us winning the big and major honours, mainly. That's just me personally, but I never turn my nose up at any trophy. As a big club, I don't think you have the right to really turn up any trophy or turn your nose up at any trophy. Whatever we get, you get, man. At the end of the day, silverware is silverware. Yes, some silverware is more prestigious than other silverware, but at the end of the day, a trophy is a trophy. Whether that's the Premier League trophy, whether that's the Champions League one, even if it's just a Carabao Cup or an FA Cup, a trophy is a trophy. It goes down in the history books, doesn't it? It goes down in the history books, and it goes down that your club won this year. So I'll never turn my nose up at any sort of silverware. Personally, I know the standard and the want is to always win the Premier League, but look, if we win an FA Cup, if we win a Carabao Cup, it's still a good thing in my opinion. I've never understood this whole mentality of just writing off competitions or saying you don't want a certain competition because it's not as prestigious. I've had conversations down the years with a lot of people. And now, granted, a lot of them are young, so a lot of them aren't very smart, and a lot of them don't really understand what it means to be a football fan. They're not very smart. They're not all there upstairs. And I remember after the was it the Carabao Cup final last season, Newcastle? It was the Carabao Cup final, Newcastle last season. I seem to remember having a conversation with one person regarding that game, and that person turned around to me and said to me, "No one cares about the Carabao Cup. We won it last season." Those were the exact words when I was talking about the game. Granted, after that Newcastle game last season, we were all livid because that performance in the final was diabolical, and we lost the final, which is annoying. And we lost it in a bad manner to Newcastle. Thoroughly deserved that win and deserved to win the trophy. After the game, I was annoyed. Most Liverpool fans were annoyed as well because at the end of the day, yeah, it was only the Carabao Cup, but a chance to win something. I would have snapped your hand off at that. Yes, last season ultimately we only ended up with just the league, but again, we had the opportunity to win a cup. We had the opportunity to go deep in Europe, and we kind of bottled it in Europe against Paris Saint-Germain on penalties. And then the cup final happens as well the same week. Tension was high, emotions were high. We already weren't happy after going out to PSG, and then the cup final happens, and the manner in which it happens, it's like, oh, okay, here we go. But I remember having a conversation with this one particular guy, and he turns around to me and says to me, "No one cares about the Carabao Cup. We won it last season." And I'm like, that is such a loser mentality to have. I have to say it is such a loser mentality to have. As a big club, whether you're Liverpool, whether you're Manchester United, whether you're Manchester City, I'm not sure how it works in Europe, whether you're Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, all these clubs. As a big institution, as a big club, you are meant to take every competition that you're in seriously. No matter how small or how big you think it is, as a big club, you should have the mindset of going into every single competition, the league, the Champions League, or the two cup ones, whatever league you're in, and saying, we want to win this. I'll never understand this mentality of saying, oh, we're too good for the Carabao Cup, or we're too good for the FA Cup. No. At the end of the day, silverware is the most important thing in football. We all know that. Would you rather finish second every year, guys? Or would you rather be in a position where you're finishing maybe in the top five, but you're still picking up a trophy every season? I know what I'd rather be. League position at the end of the day. Yeah, while finishing second looks good on paper, you don't get a trophy for second place. You do not get a trophy for second place. So, personally, for me, I'd rather finish top five every year. I'd rather finish top five every year and pick up a domestic cup because the silverware for me is the most important thing. Big up to Ramchurn, man. A cup is a cup. Winning a cup increases your cup, and most of all brings more motivation. Yes, Ramchurn. And I think people just underestimate how much winning a domestic trophy or domestic cup can do for confidence, especially if you're a club or a team that hasn't won anything for a while. Let's say you've gone 7, 8 years or 6, 7 years. Just done 6, 7 there, not unintentionally, but whatever. Let's say you have gone a couple of years without winning anything. Say you've got a newly built squad put together and you haven't won nothing with it. Let's say that hypothetically, right? Winning a domestic cup can give confidence to a team. It can do wonders for confidence. It can get that winning feeling inside a team that maybe don't know what a winning feeling is like. Let's be honest, a lot of clubs out there haven't won trophies. You can use Arsenal Football Club as a perfect example. They haven't won nothing for 5 to 6 years. Their last win was a FA Cup back in 2020. Since then, they've had nothing. They haven't seen no success, no silverware, just a lot of second place finishes. And it could very well end up being like that for them again this season. You know, so for them, I'll use them as an example here. Winning that Carabao Cup final a couple of weeks ago would have done wonders for their confidence because it would have given their players and their manager that winning feeling, that feeling of, yes, we finally been able to get over the line. it would have, unfortunately, again, they ended up falling short to Manchester City, which again is no shame because we know how good Manchester City are. We know how good of a manager they have in Pep Guardiola. So, yeah, look, never turn your nose up at a trophy, man. Never turn your nose up at a trophy. A trophy is a trophy. Lifting a trophy always makes me happy while lifting the cup in the stadium. I'm saying, look, it's a different feeling when you see. Yeah, it's nice to go Wembley and win it there. But let's say you win the league at your home ground and you get to see yourself lifting the trophy. For me, that's something else, man. Last season when we won the league, seeing us lift that Premier League trophy at Anfield, um, with the fans in the ground, with all of our players there, it was a special, unique feeling, and it's one that I certainly will never forget as a football fan. So I agree. Wembley's a nice day out, and it's nice to go win a Carabao Cup there or an FA Cup there. But look, nothing will ever beat the feeling of being at home, winning the league in your own ground, lifting that Premier League title. Nothing will ever beat that for me. Big up dive for Liverpool, Bayern will. I'm not sure what you mean, but you're gonna have to elaborate. Bayern will what? You're gonna have to elaborate on that one. But yeah, it's just again, it's a very weird mentality to have to just turn your nose up at trophies. You know, I know there are certain fan bases out there that do that. They do look down on certain competitions and certain trophies. I can never understand that personally, and I never will. Um, as a football fan, what's the number one goal? I said this yesterday as well. We were discussing is the number one goal should be to win. The story and the motivation and the reason we play football at the end of the day is because it is a competitive sport and it is because we want to win trophies. Whatever that is, a trophy is a trophy. You know what I'm saying? It goes down on your or in your club's history that you won this year, and it adds to your collection. So when I hear idiot things being said like we don't care about a Carabao Cup or we don't care about an FA Cup, I'm like, I'm sorry, you are not very smart, are you? You're not very smart. Imagine just sitting there with a straight face and saying, we don't care about the Carabao Cup because we won it last year. I don't give a crap. We won it last year. I want to win it again this year. And I want to win it again the year after that and the year after that as well. I don't like it, man. I really don't like that type of way of thinking. I think it's BS. And I never expect Liverpool fans to act that way, ever. Um, Big up by die for Liverpool again. Bayern will go for Anthony Gordon. Why are we not going for him in the summer? Why didn't Liverpool sign hard-working players like Bayern does? So on the Anthony Gordon thing, I don't think he's much of an upgrade on Cody Gakpo personally. I have seen him being linked to Bayern Munich. That's a surprising link because I'm not too sure why they're interested in or why they want him because I think Bayern Munich could do a lot better off that left wing than Anthony Gordon. I don't particularly rate the guy. I'll be honest. I don't particularly rate the guy. As for why didn't we go for him? Well, the answer's easy there. Not die for Liverpool. He's an ex-Evertonian. He played for the blue side, played for Everton, and there's no way he's going to be one of those players that does that, make that crazy move from Everton to Liverpool. So for that reason alone, we're never going to sign Anthony Gordon. And why do we want him as well? We don't want no player that played for Everton. I don't want no player that played for the Blues at my club. He's hard working, yeah, but he's not great. I don't think he's call me crazy. I don't think he's better than Cody Gakpo. I really don't. You can argue he is, but I don't think there's much in it. You know. But I agree. We should be signing the hard-working players. The reason why we haven't done that dive for Liverpool is because Arne Slot's football doesn't revolve around working hard. It revolves around again keeping the ball a lot and it revolves around keeping the ball a lot and just playing slow. That's probably why we don't look at players like that no more, or hardworking players in general. Whereas Bayern, you saw the way they played football the other night. They're very much a team that are hardworking, press high, run a lot. So he would probably suit them, but I do think they can do better than him. Big up to Brian, man. Big up yourself, Brian, man. Hope you're doing well. Good morning, mate. I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well as well. Appreciate you being in, brother. Big up, Brian. Winning breeds winning. Yes, indeed, Brian. I made the point a couple minutes ago of saying for a team, if you're a team that haven't won nothing for 6 to 7 years and you've never had that winning feeling, are you really going to turn your nose up at the opportunity to win a Carabao Cup or an FA Cup? It will give your team on the pitch that winning feeling. It'll let them experience what it's like to win a trophy. And if your manager hasn't won nothing, it will give him the experience of having won something. So I agree, winning breeds winning. Look at this. Look at it this way, right? Whether it's a Prem, Champions League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, a trophy is a trophy, isn't it? No one should ever be turning their nose up at the opportunity for silverware. You know, there are genuinely people out there that would rather finish second every year rather than win trophies. And I'm like, do you guys not understand what we play football for? Do you guys not understand what the game's about? End of the day, it's a competitive sport, isn't it? I said this yesterday when you guys were all in here as well. Why do we play football? What's the aim of the game in football? For me, the aim of the game is to win trophies. It's to win trophies, isn't it? And if you're not winning trophies, you're not doing too well at your job, are you? And you're a footballer. Big up to Andre, brother. Appreciate you being in, man. Big up yourself, man. If you're not doing that, you're not doing too well at your job. You're struggling. Let's be honest. I'll never ever want to finish second every year over winning a trophy. I would genuinely take a top 5 finish every year and a domestic cup or a trophy every year. You know, for me, silverware #1 priority. Always has to be. That's just the way I look at it. You know, people may disagree, and if you do, more than fine. Just you do, just to explain why you would. But it's the arrogance as well from certain clubs that I see out there who haven't won nothing in years, and they have the cheek to turn their nose up at certain things. Honestly, you take the piss and you mock people or clubs that don't finish or don't have high league position finishes, but they win stuff. Just look at last season, guys. The year of the bird, we'd call it. You know what I'm saying? Big up Josh CJ, man. Good morning, Josh CJ, man. Hope you're doing well, mate. Big up yourself, brother. Just look at last season. What a story it was for certain clubs last year. Tottenham, who haven't won a trophy in years, their fans were able to experience them lifting a trophy last year. You know what I'm saying? A Europa League trophy as well, a European one. How mad is that? Genuinely, how mad is that? Crystal Palace, never lifted a trophy in their entire history. Were able to lift the FA Cup last season, a big English honour. They were able to lift that last year. You know what I'm saying? How mad is that? You know what I'm saying? Their manager and their team did an incredible, incredible job last year. Newcastle, again, a club that haven't won in years, beat us in the Carabao Cup final last year. Again, it was such a lovely and beautiful story in football last year when you see clubs that don't traditionally win, like the likes of Tottenham, Newcastle, and the likes of Palace, win some. The year of the underdog, the year of the bird, you could call it, because we've all got kind of a bird in our club crest as well. I mean, what a year that was, and it just goes to show again why we love the beautiful game. Liverpool transfer gurus and strategy have been bad, and that's why we are in this position today. Did anyone what Luis Diaz and Tyler Morton have been doing this season? Obviously, look, we've all seen what Luis Diaz is doing. We've all seen how good he's been at Bayern. He's actually elevated, so he's actually upped himself and his level from what he was at Liverpool. And I think that's down to the Bayern Munich manager, the way they play, and their style of play. That Diaz has just been able to elevate himself now to that next level even further. I mean, imagine having a front line of Luis Diaz off the left, Michael Elise off the right, and Harry Kane as the striker down the centre. I mean, that front three alone is going to cause you issues, man. They give you nightmares. What a front three. What a front three. I haven't seen much of Tyler Morton. I know he's at loan over in France, I believe, or something like that. Have heard that he's doing well, though, so big up him. But I still don't know if I'd bring Tyler Morton back personally. I'd still leave him where he is. I think he's got, in my opinion, quite a lot of developing to do, and quite a long way to go for him to really be considered or being considered being brought back to Liverpool. And you got to remember again, Tyler Morton is a youngster, and Arne Slot's made it pretty clear that he doesn't particularly take to youngsters or rate them. We've seen how he's treated Rio this year, one or two others as well in the team. It's going to be very hard for him to come back to Liverpool and get game time. So if I'm Tyler Morton, either I'm requesting to go out on loan again, or I am handing in a transfer request, because chances are, if he comes back to Liverpool, he's not going to have a fair roll of the dice next season. But they are interested in him because they know what type of hard-working player he is. Track back, help defensive, of course, man, we only sign trash players. Well, that's not true, for Liverpool, is it? We haven't signed trash players. That isn't true. The players we've signed are good on paper. Florian Wirtz is a very good footballer. Alexander Isak is a proven striker at Newcastle. Ekatike, we've seen how good he is. Kirkes, best left back in the league at Bournemouth last season. Frimpong, we've seen how good he was at Leverkusen. You know what I'm saying? So we haven't signed trash players. There's nothing wrong with the players we've signed. The problem is the system we're playing doesn't suit the players, and it's not able to get the best out of them. All of these players are being put together in a system that doesn't suit them. If you put these players in a Jurgen Klopp type system, you'll see them thrive and flourish a lot more. But you put them in a very, very boring based system like the one we're playing now currently, where we're having a lot of possession in games, but we're not really doing nothing with it. It's very boring, side to side, backwards and sideways. Naturally, players are not going to look good, are they? They're not going to look good in it. So, yeah, I don't think we've signed trash players at all. I think the system doesn't work. Doesn't work for us. Hence why the likes of Frimpong. And again, some of them have managed to thrive even in the system. Look at Ekatike. Ekatike is playing in a system, in my opinion, that doesn't suit him. He suits that Jurgen Klopp heavy metal rock and roll football, and he's playing in this Arne Slot system. And despite that, he's still able to perform, and he's still put up decent numbers for us this season and look good. You know what I'm saying? Frimpong as well hasn't been amazing, but he's shown glimpses this season of what he can be, and that's in a system again, but doesn't suit him. You've seen glimpses of Wirtz's capability, and again, he's in a system that doesn't suit him. So you can see the glimpses and the quality of the players we have here. The issue is, again, in my opinion, just the system doesn't work. The system doesn't work. And if you get a manager in who plays that right brand of football for us, you'll see our squad start to flourish again, in my opinion. By an IQ level, always ahead of every club. Look at their front line. Diaz, Kane, Elise, all can do everything on the pitch. Yes, die for Liverpool. That is true. But again, I don't think we can compare ourselves to Bayern currently. They're a much better side than us at the moment. Honestly, when I was watching that Bayern Munich and Paris Saint-Germain game on Tuesday, it had me reminiscing. It had me reminiscing of those early days under Jurgen Klopp, the football we used to play, how end-to-end and enjoyable we used to be to watch. Really had me reminiscing, man. And it did kind of make me sad to an extent as well, I would admit, because it makes you think and remember what you used to be as a club, which, in my opinion, is what we've lost and what we've gone backwards in. So I remember how good we used to be to watch under Jurgen. I remember being excited to turn the television on to watch games. I don't feel that way no more. And I haven't felt like that way for a good year or so, which is crazy. And if you're a Bayern fan, you're loving it because the football they're playing is amazing. If you're a Paris Saint-Germain fan, you love it because the football they're playing is amazing as well. Even if you're a Barcelona fan. I mean, them three teams play some of the best football you'll ever see. You know what I'm saying? We sometimes step backwards because transfer strategy. Ronaldo, Anelka, Dembele, Bellingham, Diogo Costa. I hear that, man, Chen. I do hear that, man. Sports is about winning trophies, nothing else. Won me the FA Cup. Yeah, exactly, boy. Exactly, man. I just don't get the whole narrative of turning your nose up at a trophy. I can never do that. I could never turn my nose up at a trophy, man. A trophy is a trophy at the end of the day, whether it's a Premier League trophy. Now, I had the privilege of seeing us win that in the stadium last year against Tottenham 5-1. It's a memory I'll never forget for sure. When I remember back in 2020, we didn't get that feeling because of COVID. I was able to experience that last season. I'll forever be grateful for that. And that's something that will live in my memory for a long time. Even if it's not a league, we won the Carabao Cup the year before last. That was a great experience too, in the way we won it too against Chelsea. we had a bunch of kids on the pitch and we beat their first team. That's a moment I'll never forget for sure. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's like ask yourself this: do you want to finish second every year and win nothing, or do you want to be a team that wins a trophy? No matter and fuck league position, I know what I'd rather be. Yeah, if you get both, brilliant, happy days. But nah, man, I know exactly what I'd rather be. I think this season's transfers have been proved wrong, and good players were not best options for Liverpool even in the long run. For me, Isak, Wirtz, Kirkes, Mohamed Frimpong not going to be better. I disagree, Ramshan. I disagree, man. These no, you said there that they're good players, not best for Liverpool. No, to be fair, again, like I said, they all suit a certain brand of football, and the one we play now doesn't suit them. Like I said, can you imagine Wirtz in a Klopp system? Oh my god, that guy would be something else. He really would be. Could you imagine Kirkers and Frimpong in a Klopp system? They'd be something else as well. So for me, it's like this: if you put them in that, high energy, heavy metal, rock and roll type football, or rock and roll type of style, they're gonna thrive. Isak as well. I think Isak would thrive in any system. To be fair, because of who he is as a striker, he's just a gunman. If you give him service, you get him the ball, he will bag you goals. We know that. Mohamed again, he's a backup keeper, so I'm not gonna include him in that. But again, these are good players, man. And you've seen quality, you've seen glimpses of them. We've seen glimpses of Frimpong's quality this season. We've seen glimpses of Kirkes' quality this season. Not a lot, but we have. Words, we've seen glimpses. You know, Isak as well. We saw glimpses at the weekend against Palace. So, again, we just need that right coach that can unlock this team. Because if we can get that right coach, make a couple of adjustments in the league as well, not in the league, adjustments in the squad, I think we can come back and be stronger again next year. Liverpool missed Cherki, Semenyo, and Guehi. To be fair, Ramchen, we didn't need Cherki because we ended up with Wirtz. Now, granted, Cherki has had a better season than Wirtz. Overall, though, let's be honest, I think Wirtz is a much better player still. And I think he will prove in time that he's a better player than Cherki. So I'm not upset that we missed out on him. I'm more than happy that we got Wirtz. And I do believe Wirtz will come good again. And I think, again, Wirtz has been good this season. But again, people look at it from a GA perspective, don't they? People look at it from the perspective of, his numbers haven't been great, which they haven't. But again, this is what makes me laugh about the modern football day fan. Mohamed Salah is apparently a scrub because all he does is get GA. Yet when it's worse, they want to flip it around and say he's shit because he's not getting GA. Like, are you actually dick? Are you actually stupid? But it is what it is, man. That's just a modern football fan for you nowadays, I suppose. Football we play not good for our signings. Facts, Ramchen. Facts, but they can't drive. They can't drive in the system that we've got right now. Slot again, he's had a lot. Well, other than Isak, who's been injured for most of the season, he's had a lot of these players. Frimpong again, he's been in and out through injury, so he's another one. But Kirkes has been available most of the season. Ekitike was available most of the season up until the other week against Paris Saint-Germain at home. And Wirtz has been available most of the season as well. He's had a whole season to find a way to get a system that suits our players. And he's been unable to do that. We are towards the end of the season now. And we're towards the end of the season now. And we're still unable to find a system that works and gets the best out of our players. It's mad, you know. End of the season, our team still looks like they're complete strangers on the pitch. It is genuinely crazy, man. But I agree, Ramchen. Facts, man. 1st of May 2027, I hope we're discussing about Liverpool fighting for the Premier League. And if, honestly, man, 1st of May 2027, I hope we're discussing it. Yeah, next season. Hope so. And Ramchen, it's possible. You know, let's not sit here and act like it's not possible. It is. If we get our business right this summer, if we bring in the right coach, the right type of players, there's no reason why we can't be back next year and make a title challenge. There's no reason at all, but it's got to be a big summer and an important one for the future of the club. You know what I'm saying? If we get it right, we can be right back up there. But if we get it wrong, Can't lie, man. We're gonna be in some trouble. We are gonna be in some trouble. Which again, I'm not looking forward to seeing that. But hopefully, Ramchenia next season is a better one. But I don't have much hope, man, with the stuff I've been reading in the stuff I've been reading around or doing the rounds. The energy and personality of the manager makes a difference. 100% Ramchen. We know that because we had one of the most energetic managers around in Jurgen. We compare Slot to Enrique, Vincent, Pep, Simeone in the dressing room for team talks at halftime. Facts, Ramchen. You know what I'm saying? And at Liverpool, man, we're a certain way over here, aren't we? Let's be honest. We're a certain way. We expect a certain brand of football. We expect our manager to act a certain way. You know, we became accustomed to seeing Klopp jumping up and down on the touchline, being energetic. We became accustomed to that, didn't we? You know what I'm saying? As fans. Now you see the complete opposite to that in Arne Slot. And it's something that you can't really get behind, can you? I certainly can't get behind it. I can't take the fact that he's lifeless on the touchline. I can't. I really can't, man. But you're right. Energy and personality of a manager makes a big difference, man. You know, Enrique again is another one who's very, very passionate and lively, as is Vincent, as is Pep Guardiola, of course. We've seen how lively and crazy Pep Guardiola can be. Diego Simeone, nothing needs to be said there. Nothing needs to be said on those two. Nothing needs to be said on him, sorry. We know what he's like. So yeah, man. Slot for me, he's not like that. He hasn't got the energy and the personality that those guys have. I've done that one. No, hang on. It's just a different one. Two, the energy and personality of the manager makes a difference. Compare Slot, Klopp in the dressing room for team talks at halftime. Yeah, it's the same comment, my bad. Alisson and Salah and Alisson playing Sunday. No, they're not. They're not playing on Sunday, man. Big up to my brother Vidge, man. Make sure you do sub to my brother Vidge, man. Big up to my brother Vidge, man. Hope you are doing well. Make sure you do sub to my brother Vidge on his gaming channel and his regular channel as well. Big up to my brother, man. Another one of the fellowship. Big up to Joshy, man. Vidge just put Joshy's link in there. So do sub to Joshy J if you have not already, people. Big up yourself. Right, I'm just sorry, guys. I just received a message. I'll have to have a look at that in a bit. If any club gets their house in order, they could win this league. Yeah, I agree, Brian. I 100% agree with that. I 100% agree with that because we can see the quality of this league. It's not great. It's not great, is it? You know, I don't want to downplay Arsenal because they're top of the league at the end of the day, but they're not great, are they? They're really not great. City as well this season. The fact that they could win a treble, it's just a testament to how bad this league's been. A washed Manchester City side are going to win a treble potentially. Potentially. That is mad. Absolutely mad. And that's just, again, it looks bad on the rest of the league that they've allowed this to happen. But again, that's just what a serious club does, I suppose. City were struggling before they were struggling before before Christmas and after that as well. But what did they do? They went into the market. They bought in Mark Guehi and they bought in Anton Semenyo, two players that have elevated them. And it took them a while to gel into the team, and it took City a while to really start getting their rhythm back. But now they've done that, and they went for a domestic treble, which is fucking crazy, man. I do think City will pip Arsenal to the league, and I do think they probably beat Chelsea in the cup final too. They've already got the Carabao Cup there. It's mad because it's not a good City side. It ain't a good City side, but somehow, some fucking how, they're gonna win a treble. Fucking crazy, man. But I agree, Ryan. If we get the business done correctly in the summer with player wise, if we get the correct coaching, we can be right back up there, man. You know what I'm saying? We can be right back up there. I say that for anyone. You know what I'm saying? I say that for any club, any big club in the league. Big up to Vidge, man, as always. We aren't winning the league. I agree, Vidge. I did want Arsenal to win the league, and I have been advocating of you guys to win it. But yeah, man, I don't see you guys doing it, man. I just think shit, you will have too much. Can't lie. I watched Man United vs Brentford. Man United playing counter attack very quick, playing counter attack football very quickly. Though they defended bad, I doubt Liverpool can win. Southampton, I've gone with a 2-2 draw. I've given my prediction away, but whatever, it is what it is. I have gone with a 2-2 draw for that game. I feel I'll discuss more about that tomorrow in tomorrow's live stream and my match preview that I put out. But for me, I just feel like going away to Old Trafford, it's not a place we do too well at. You know, United will be up for it. You know, they've had a decent season, haven't they, on paper? I just feel it'll be a draw. It's nailed on to be a draw. But if there is going to be a winner with them being the home side, I think it will be them. I really do. I really, really do, man. So yeah, I just don't get it, man. Don't ever turn your nose up at a trophy. Never turn your nose up at a trophy. Me too. Sure, a draw versus Man United. Both settle for a draw. Ideally, you want to win, don't you, Hampton? You know, if we do win, I think we can go level on points with them. Not that's nothing to brag about, but it's Man United, man. You always want to win no matter what. It's like I said, 2 games in the calendar year I look at or look for when they're drawn out or when the fixture list comes out. It's Everton. Obviously, the Derby's the one I look out for the most, and then United as well. So, look, whether it's Old Trafford, whether it's at Anfield, I want to beat them. I made the mistake once of going into the game confident, and we drew 0-0 against them back in 2023. And I'll never make that mistake again. I know very much anything can happen in a game like this. Would I take a draw? Well, obviously, I want to win it, but if you did give me a draw now, yeah, I probably would. You know what I'm saying? Being honest for football, Arteta, I'll be nice and I'll call him Arteta on that. Has to lose and go for the club. Really should be lifting silver. Yeah, but you can't. It's mad, man. 6 years, no trophy. It is genuinely fucking crazy. I mean, it's more shame on Arsenal. It's bored, isn't it, for keeping him for so long and allowing this to prolong? Because that is fucking mental when you think about it. 6 years, guys, no trophy. The one trophy Mikel Arteta did win was with another man's team. How fucking crazy is that? In that time, we've won a league again on the slot last year. City have won a treble in that time and they've won numerous trophies. Chelsea have won numerous trophies in that time. Tottenham broke their trophy there and won something in that time. Who else? United have won cups in that time. Newcastle have won something. Palace have won something. Who else am I forgetting? Is there anyone else that I've missed out? In the league. Look at that. There's 7 clubs that have won stuff since Arsenal or Arteta's come to Arsenal. How fucking crazy is that? And then you got them who are just there winning nothing year in, year out. It's fucking crazy. Well, but I agree with it's probably the best for Arsenal if Mikel Arteta and Arsenal do part ways in the summer. I would like to win because we have a rare opportunity to do the league, though. Yeah, Josh, CJ, you haven't done that to us in a while, man. I can't even remember the last time you did a league. I know we've done it to you plenty of times down the years, but can't remember the last time you did a league double over us. So honestly, man, with the way our season's gone, it wouldn't surprise me if you did. It really wouldn't surprise you if we did. If you did, sorry. I'm good. Mom's doing okay in the care home. When I call yesterday, we'll call it a day. Brian, I hope your mother's fine, man. Big up, man. It's great to hear that your mother's doing fine. Hope everything's well, man. Big up. That's I know that comment was directed at Ridge, but I've just read that. Glad to hear that your mom's doing fine. Big up, man. If Arsenal don't win the Premier League, Arteta must be on it enough and leave. And let Cesc Fabregas. They don't. To be fair, Arsenal don't want Cesc Fabregas. I know. I had a couple of words with some Arsenal fans on stream and off stream. Even in the gym the other day, I was talking to some Arsenal fan there. And he turned around and said, "I don't want Cesc Fabregas next. I want a proven winner." And to be fair, that's a fair answer to give because you've had a project manager for 6 years who's won nothing. Now you go and get a winner who can get you over the line. You know what I'm saying? You go and get a winner who can get you over the line. So yeah, I don't think Arsenal should bring Fabregas in because he while he has won, is he a proven winner like that? No. Is he proving himself to be a good coach? Yes, but if I'm him, I'm just staying where he is right now. I'm not sure where that is. I know he's doing well where he is. I wouldn't be moving if I was Fabregas. I can't lie. I wouldn't be moving. Yeah, that's very good news, man. That's very good news, Vidge. Hope that does continue indeed. So that's that, man. That is absolutely fucking crazy, isn't it? To think that all them clubs have won a trophy in the time that Mikel Arteta has been the Arsenal manager, and he's won nothing in that time. Really makes you wonder what the fuck Arsenal are seeing in this guy, and why they backed him so much year in, year out, and why they've believed in him so much year in, year out. It almost just feels like fucking, I don't even know what to say on that. Just glad it's not us who have done that. Alonso's free for Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal, or City next year. Okay, so Alonso will never go Man United, bro. That'll never happen. He'll never be a United manager. Chelsea again. I think it looks like they're probably going to end up with Iraola from Bournemouth, which I think is a good. He's a good coach, but again, he's unproven and he'd have a lot to prove at Chelsea. He won't go to Arsenal either. And City looks like Maresca's nailed on for the City job. If you do read up on it, it looks like Enzo Maresca is nailed on to be the next City manager after Pep leaves. So again, they're not a club that I look interested in him really. The only club that Alonso can really go to now is Liverpool, isn't it? Let's be honest. Bayern are going to extend Vincent's contract, so he's going nowhere. They're more than happy with him. He's been to Madrid, done that. Being an ex-player, went back there as a manager, didn't work out. PSG, they're going to keep Enrique, aren't they? Let's be honest. He's going nowhere. He's going to sign a new contract there too. Alonso, realistically, it's either Liverpool or no one, in my opinion. I don't see United certainly won't get him. Chelsea, I don't see it happening. And in Arsenal and City as well, I don't see it happening. So I can see a world where he doesn't manage again in the summer. Let's say we keep Slot, for example. I can see a world where Alonso remains free. And then Slot does get sacked by Christmas. And then Xabi Alonso comes in. I can see that happening. That's definitely a possibility I can see. But again, he's been Madrid. So even if he does well at Liverpool, Madrid aren't going to be kicking up a storm to come get him back, are they? Because they had him and it didn't work out. Bayern potentially are a team that could come in for him in a couple of years' time if Vincent does eventually move on from them. So they're a team to look out for, 100% in a couple of years' time. If they need a manager again, they could come calling. Alonso, of course, was the next Bayern Munich player as well, wasn't he? So that could happen. But I'm sure he did say, and he did promise Leverkusen that he'd never manage Bayern Munich or something like that. But again, words are cheap, man. We know that. We know that words are cheap nowadays. And yeah, guys. So there's some interesting news, guys. I haven't even talking about what's in the title. Richard Hughes set to leave Liverpool Football Club. So it's how crazy is this? Yeah, that after the game yesterday, not after the game, after the live yesterday, I finished recording up, and the news breaks, and I'm like, fuck's sake, why couldn't that break when I was live? I could have spoken about that, but if I just bring it up here, it's crazy. This is, man, absolutely crazy. Give me a second, guys. Again, appreciate all of you locked in, man. Big up to everyone. I know it's early morning as well for a lot of people, so the fact you're all locked in at this time means a lot, man. Big up to all you legends. So look at that. If that broke yesterday after I finished streaming, and I thought, fuck, why couldn't it break when I was still live? So it says there that Richard Hughes is one step away to sign for Al Hilal as new sporting director. Agreement in principle for 3 years. Contract as revealed last March. He's set to leave Liverpool to join the Saudi Arabian club. That's fucking crazy, man. Now, there have been rumours of Richard Hughes leaving when his contract is up in 2027. So I did think he would leave when that happened. There's been rumours of him going. But the fact that he's going to go this summer now is crazy. Look, in my opinion, it's a good thing. This man is clearly just... Look, the man was a Bournemouth sporting director. You go from Bournemouth to Liverpool. Let's be honest, man. It's a big jump. It's a big, big jump. Just not cut out to be a sporting director. He's an idiot. That's the only way I can say it. He's an absolute idiot. Again, this is the guy. This is the reason why Slot is still here, because this dickhead is advocating for the manager so much. So he's gonna fuck off in the summer. Good. It's a good thing in my opinion. The guy just hasn't got a clue what he's doing. So I'm not going to be sad when he goes. This then begs the question then, what happens with Arne Slot going forward? Because we know Richard Hughes has been very advocating of Slot and he wants him to stay. And he's probably a big reason why he is still here. With this guy set to leave the club in the summer, who's going to be here that's going to really back Slot now? Who's going to really protect him like that? No one. Loki, no one is going to protect Slot. No one is going to protect Slot. So if Slot goes into next season, which again, I can't see it happening now. I think with this happening, with Hughes leaving, the writing's on the wall for Slot this summer as well. But let's say he does hypothetically go into next season. He's fucked because there's no one backing him at the hierarchy no more. FSG will put it out there that they back him, but if you back him, you're giving him a new contract, which again, I'm not seeing no new contract talks. So obviously you don't back him and you don't believe in him. It's basically a fuck around and find out for Slot next season if he's here. It's a fuck around and find out because the fans we don't know, us fans already don't want him. Majority of the Liverpool fans out there are Slot out, and a lot of them are gonna jump. The sign of any sort of dip next season, they're gonna jump on it. That we are gonna jump on it, man. So he's fighting a losing battle, isn't he, the manager? But this is good news. This guy's finally pissing off at last. Good riddance, man. You know what I'm saying? Did all that good work in the summer. Looking back on it, it was a poorly planned summer. And this idiot was just splashing around money. Like no one's business, not knowing what he was doing with it. 2015, 2016 was that Man United's last Premier League double over Liverpool. Fucking hell, man. That's over 10 years ago, Josh EJ. That is fucking crazy, man. That's another record that we don't want to be breaking this year. You know what I'm saying? That's again why I'm predicting a draw for the game. That is fucking crazy, man. I think our last league double over you was the 21-22 season when we beat you 5-0 at your grand and 4-0 at ours. 9-0 at aggregate, as they'd say. But that is mad, Josh EJ, that you haven't done a league double over us in that long. Absolutely fucking crazy. Richard Hughes is finally pissing off. Good riddance. Something's worrying me, guys. Something's been playing on my mind for a while now. And I want to discuss it now as well while I'm here. Why the fuck are we never able to keep a sporting director for more than 3 years? Why is it we're unable to keep a sporting director for more than 3 years? For the last 10 years, we've had sporting directors coming in and out of the club like no one's business. You had Edwards here, didn't last 3 years, pissed off. You brought in Jorgis Smatka, didn't last a year, left. You then bring in Hughes and Edwards again. Hughes is leaving after a year. Or 2 years, sorry. Michael Edwards is probably going to leave next year. Why the fuck are we unable to keep sporting directors nailed down for the long term? Why are we always chopping and changing them after 3? How do they not last more than 3 years here? What is going on behind the scenes there? Because the amount of sporting directors that have come in and out for the last 10 years is fucking crazy, man. And the only thing I can think of is FSG. I can think of people coming. They don't like the way that FSG run the club. They don't like the model of the sell to buy. And they want to leave after a couple of years because they don't want to do it. That's the only thing I can think of, Loki. That's the only thing I can think of. They come in. They don't like the model that FSG run the club on. And then they want to leave after a while. That's the only logical explanation I can come up to as to why we're unable to keep sporting directors. If City win this season, there will be 2 behind Arsenal. 2 league titles behind Arsenal, sorry. Arsenal won 13, Manchester City will be on 11. That's fucking crazy, man. And you know City are going to be level with them soon. Manchester City will be level with Arsenal on league titles very, very soon. That's fucking crazy, man. That is crazy, man. But again, that's Arsenal have allowed that to happen, so they can only blame themselves. PIF has sold a major stake in Al Hilal. Interesting, Brian. Interesting to know. So Al Hilal want Hughes. He's probably going to fuck off this summer. With him gone, that's the one person that was advocating for the manager also gone. The manager now has no one backing him at the club, really. The hierarchy. So I feel Slot's screwed now. I feel the writing is on the wall for him. I wouldn't be surprised if after the Brentford game on the final day, a couple of days after that, it's been put out there that he's left the club mutually, or the club had departed ways with him mutually. I wouldn't be surprised. I can see something like that happening. With this news, I think the writing's on the wall. And again, I was feeling a bit down But when I read that news yesterday, I thought, oh yes, get in there. It's a good step in the right direction. He's gone. We get rid of this idiot, and he can take Slot with him. I've maintained that I think Arne Slot does well at another club, but that club ain't Liverpool. Let's be honest. You know, he needs, in my opinion, Slot needs to go to a club that has lower expectations. So Ajax are interested in him. We spoke a bit about that yesterday, not for too long, but Ajax look like they do want Arne Slot. I think that would be a good move for him. I think it just works out for everyone. Like I said, and I've said numerous times, if we depart ways, let him go back and be with his family in Holland. He's clearly homesick. The man clearly misses them. Let him go back and be with them. The sporting directors feel like they are not being listened to by owners join the club. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of, Brian, because the last 10 years, we've had sporting directors coming in and out like no one's business, man. One will come in, they don't last more than 3 years and then they're gone. You know, Edwards was here for 3 years. He left. Then the Joe Smacker came in for 1 year and he left after a year. Then you bring Hughes and Edwards in together, and that's they last 2 years and they fuck off. You know what I'm saying? That's fucking mad, Brian. That's crazy, man. But that's the only thing I can think of. All I can think of is they come in, they don't like the way FSG went the club with the whole sell to buy stuff. And they know that they're going to get scrutinised for having to run with that narrative too. And they just get fed up and they leave. I just feel like it's hard to work with FSG, I can't lie. That's the only logical thing I can think of. Low key. Ajax want him to have him Putin, Shaq, and Heitinger, so that will take them backwards. I actually think if he doesn't go Ajax, I can see him back at, I don't know, AZ Alkmaar, somewhere like that. I actually feel if you put him back into the Dutch league, if you put him in the Bundesliga, maybe, if you put him in the French league, whatever that's called, the McDonald's league, whatever they call it, I think Slot is still a good coach. Again, I just don't feel he's a good coach for Liverpool. He just doesn't fit the Liverpool DNA. I still think he can do well, but for a club with lower expectations and less expectations, that's what I think personally. Obviously, I know everyone's different on it. Yeah, Johnny Heitinger was the Ajax manager. He was indeed, yeah. That's fucking mad. He went there and he got sacked. That is fucking crazy. But I do believe Slot is a good coach still. I just don't think he's the right one for Liverpool. That's how I feel about the whole situation. Why is no one in the media talking about the 115 charges anymore? I think 8 City titles will be gone and Liverpool will get 3 more and United 1 more and Arsenal 4. You see, Ramcho, I'm different with that whole 115 thing because for me, yes, look, I think we all know City have been doing madness behind the scenes and that. But at the end of the day, City won the titles on the pitch by being the best team. The 115 has nothing to really do with them winning them leagues, does it? I'm saying they won them titles fair and square on the pitch. They beat us to 2 by a point. They beat Arsenal to it'll be 3 this year. And they're beating United to a couple as well. I've never been one to say that I want those leagues given to us if City do get found guilty. Because for me, at the end of the day, I want to win that trophy on the pitch in the stadium with the fans then. You know, you want the pictures to be there. You want it to be in the history books. If we're just giving them, I can't lie, it won't feel right to me. It won't feel right to me if we just get given those leagues. It wouldn't. It wouldn't, man. It genuinely wouldn't because it'd be crazy. You know, we didn't win it. We didn't lift that trophy. There's no pictures of us lifting that trophy. We just get given them. It kind of defeats the whole purpose. I want to see us win it on the pitch, and we did that twice, and I'm happy with that. I'm glad that I got to see 2 league titles in my lifetime. Hopefully, I can see another couple in a couple of years' time. But I don't want them just given. And City did win those leagues on the pitch, fair and square. The 115 is a separate thing to what City were doing on the pitch at the time. They won those leagues because they were the best team. We pushed them close, but ultimately they were just slightly better than us. So we'll get 3. We will get given 3 leagues, but it wouldn't feel right if we were just giving them. If City do get found guilty of the 115 and they are convicted, I just I coloured that out. I can't lie. I just put a blank space in them years where they won it. That's what I do personally. I don't know how Arsenal fans feel on the situation and United fans feel on the situation. I can't comment, but me personally, I don't want to just get given those league titles. Why is no one talking about it, Ramchen? Because nothing's going to happen with it. That's been going on for a couple of years now. Nothing's going to happen with it. The most they'll get is a fine. Fine, slap on the wrist, little fine, a potential transfer ban, and that's all that'll happen. That's all that will happen. So yeah, Ramchen, I wouldn't be holding my hopes on no City getting done by 115 charges. I wouldn't. Nothing will happen. But if Slot goes back to the Dutch league, will he feel he can't manage in a top five league? Yeah, Brian. I just don't think he's cut out for a big club. I don't think the Premier League suits him as well. I can't lie. The football he wants to play is boring, slow. It does suit a league like Holland. You know what I'm saying? It does suit a league like what other league plays slow football. We started playing like that now, the Prem, but he would suit a league like Holland. You know, Ajax are known for playing that possession brand of football, aren't they? As are other clubs there. I just don't think he can manage a big club, and I think he's proven that. I think his demeanour and personality isn't of a manager that can win at a big club. Now, I know last season Arne Slot did incredibly well, and when Arne Slot does leave Liverpool, I will think of him for that first season. He came in after Jurgen Klopp, incredibly hard to do, and he won us a league. You know, and he contributed really well. Had a big part in us winning that league last year, along with the likes of Mo Salah, of course, and the team on the pitch being Jurgen's team primarily still. But Slot still played his role there. He made a lot of tactical tweaks, minor tactical tweaks that I think worked for us last season. But in my opinion, when he does leave, I'll try my best and I will look at him and remember the good times with him last season mainly. But if he stays, again, that goodwill just kind of goes, doesn't it? It just kind of goes. But yeah, if he goes back to the Dutch league, I feel he stays in the Dutch league, Brian. I think he's made it clear that he doesn't particularly like living in Liverpool. He doesn't actually live in Liverpool. He lives in the outskirts of Manchester, close to the airport, ironically. I just think that, and he's expressed numerous times, look, I know a homesick person when I see one. I can see a homesick person a mile away by someone's demeanour. Now, when he came to Liverpool, he didn't move his entire family here either. He left his family over in Holland and he came here by himself. And for the last 2 years and counting, he's been just here and they've been over there. So he can never talk to them face to face, really, unless it's a holiday, which is probably the main reason why he is going off on trips during the break so he can go and see them. Which, again, in my opinion, I'm fine. You know, if you want to spend time with the family, cool. But, you know, when we're having a poor season, I don't really want to be seeing that. I can't lie. Just move your family here. You know what I'm saying? And he doesn't seem to want to do that. Naturally, you're going to get homesick, aren't you? You are going to start missing your family, especially when you're struggling and you're being scrutinised a lot like he has been this season. And you can't speak to them for some support and guidance face to face. It's tough. It is tough, but why not just move them here? You know what I'm saying? Why not just move them here? It's fucking crazy. It is crazy, Brian. But if he goes back to Holland, I feel it will work out better for him. He can reunite with his family, be close to them again, and we can start looking to the future as well. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't think he can manage in the top 5 league, Brian. I don't think so. Especially not a big club. At Liverpool, where really, from us, there's only one real step up you can make, and that's Real Madrid. Bayern Munich maybe as well, Barcelona. Other than that, you know, if you don't do well at Liverpool, you're not really going to get a roll of the dice anywhere else, are you? So yeah, I agree. Prophet, can you explain why Klopp was officially Liverpool manager and Slot head coach? What's the difference really? Okay, so Ramchen, the difference between that is a manager has more of a say over everything. Now with Klopp, he earned the right to be the manager over the years with what he did. A manager is someone who has the say over transfers. He decides what players he wants to bring in, what players he wants to go. Jurgen Klopp earned that right over years, so he has a say over a lot more transfers and everything. That's why Klopp was the manager, and I don't think he was to begin with. I felt he earned that right down the years to have a say, and towards the end of Klopp's time, he could pretty much sell who he wanted, bring in who he wanted because of what he did. With Slot, him being a head coach, the difference is he's the manager and he's the head coach on the pitch, so he coaches the team. Slot doesn't really have a say much in transfers, more say. So he'll go to sporting directors Hughes and Edwards, and he'll say to them what players or what caliber of players he wants, and they'll go out and do the scouting and buy the player that fits his what he's told them to do. He doesn't decide who comes into the club and who goes. That's the difference between a manager and a head coach, if you get what I mean. Now, Slot, if he did stay for 5-6 years, which won't happen now, of course, but if he had done that, he probably would have earned that right to have more of a say. But first year, he didn't really have much of a say. I feel this summer he didn't really have much of a say either in the players that were brought in. So that's the difference. A head coach can decide, well, a manager, can decide more so what he wants, who he wants to bring in, and that has the horse has full authority. And a head coach, again, he just goes to the sporting directors, and he goes to the sporting directors and tells them what type of caliber of players he wants, and from there he the club do the scouting for him. Basically, that's the difference. Manager has more of a say. Head coach again is just he just does the coaching on the pitch. If that makes sense, Ramsden, I hope that makes sense to you. If the authorities take the titles away from Manchester City, they won't give the titles to anyone like they did with Juventus. Personally, I think they will only get a fine. Same here, Brian. I personally don't think they're going to get anything. I think they'll get found not guilty. I hope they get found not guilty, man. It's just been dragging on for too long. Just give us some fucking clarity on the situation, please. Just give us some clarity on the entire situation. That's all I want to see. Give us some clarity on the situation. Whether they're guilty, whether they're not guilty, I don't care. I really don't care, man. Just give us some clarity. I hope. Look, they're not going to get found guilty. We know that. They won't get found guilty. And if they do, all they'll get is a small fine. Like you said, Brian, that's it. All they're going to get is a full fine. Not a full fine, sorry. A small fine, sorry. That's what I meant to say. A small fine. That's all they'll get. Maybe a transfer ban. Maybe they'll get a transfer ban too, but at the most, they're not going to get much, are they? Let's be honest. At the end of the day, the 115 is just an excuse for people to use to discredit what City have done down the years. End of the day, on the pitch, they haven't done nothing wrong. They're a club that are ambitious and want to win. And I feel people don't like that. And 115 is just an escape mechanism and it's a coping mechanism to a lot of people. No problem, Ramchen. I'm glad I could clear that up for you, man. Big up to Bus Baptiste, man. Appreciate you being in the building. Big up Prophet. Tight stomach, feeling sick. Oh, man. Our food, it must be United away. Hey, come on the Reds. Come on the Reds, of course, man. But Bus Baptiste, I hope your stomach starts feeling better soon, brother. Sorry to hear that, man. But nonetheless, I appreciate you being in. And yeah, up the Reds, man. Up the Reds for this weekend. I want to be Liverpool manager next season. I'll send my official application letter. Good luck, Ramchen. Good luck, brother. That's why there are a lot more head coaches than managers. The people upstairs want all the power. Yeah, Brian. Yeah, man. And that's what Slot is. At the end of the day, he goes to the sporting directors. He'll tell them the caliber of player he needs. And they'll go and get it for him. They win everything else. And he just coaches the team on the pitch. Whereas Klopp basically did everything himself. I want this player. I want that player. And he goes and gets them. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference in it between a manager and a coach. That is the difference. Oh my God. So yeah, with Hughes leaving, guys, I think the writing's on the wall for Arne Slot now. I really do think the writing's on the wall for him. And I do expect him to depart the club as well this summer. I really do expect him to depart the club. So look, if Slot does depart in the summer, sorry guys, I have to crack my neck there. Apologies. If he does depart the club in the summer, I'll wish him well wherever he goes, man. You know what I'm saying? Didn't work out at Liverpool. It's a shame because we all thought we had the next best thing after Jurgen, especially after last year. especially after the summer. We were all buzzing. It's gone wrong this year. It is what it is, man. This kind of stuff happens, doesn't it? This kind of stuff happens. It is what it is, man. Such is the way of life. I don't hold no ill intent towards him. Yes, that has pissed me off with some of the shit he said this year. Yes, he said some dumb shit, but ultimately, at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? When he does leave, eventually, whether it is this season, next season, halfway through, wish him well. You know, whether he goes back to Ajax, whether he takes a break, whatever he does, wishing him the best. But we need to look to the future, man. We need to look to the future, and we need to look at what is better for our club. And what is better for our club is not him. It's not him, man. It isn't. Now we've got 4 games left in the season, so there's not long left to go in this season. It's going to be a very interesting summer, and we'll see what happens from there. We'll have to see what happens from there, man. World Cup this summer, and that will impact transfers and also how for the players. Next season could be anyone's season. I hear it, Ramchan. I do hear that, man. I feel next season will improve. I think we will see a better league, more of a competitive one. And yeah, it could potentially be anyone's season. And World Cup will impact transfers as well, because it will be a shortened pre-season, won't it, because of the World Cup. So, yeah, I agree with you. Alpha players as well, yeah. I agree with you on all of that. All of that, man. Big up to everyone locked in, man. Appreciate you all locked in. Appreciate every single one of you that is locked in. Big up yourselves, man. Big up yourselves. I think I'm gonna call it a day, guys. I think I'm gonna call it a day. It's early, so I'm gonna try and get some of the stuff done as well. Gonna read up on some transfer news. Maybe record my match preview today rather than tomorrow. I'll see how I feel. But big up everyone, man. That's been locked in. Appreciate you all. Happy Labor Day. Happy Labor Day to you, Ramchan, as well. See you at Old Trafford cheering. Hopefully, Ramchan, we are cheering. We'll see how the game goes. But nonetheless, man, big up to every single one of you locked in. I'm going to head off. It's been a blast speaking to all of you guys again. A great talk again. Big up to you all. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back on Sunday as well. And then we'll be back going forward from there. So yeah, big up to you all. I will quickly roll call everyone before I do head off. Big up Ramchan. Big up Boss Baptiste. Big up to my brother Vidge. Make sure you are subbing to my brother Vidge, guys, on his gaming channel and his regular channel. By the way, United fans, Iriola to United looks like it's a thing. Interesting, Boss Baptiste. That's interesting. That's interesting. A big up to Brian as well, of course. Appreciate you being in, brother. Big up to Joshy J. Who else was in here earlier? Am I missing anyone? Big up to Andre, of course. Big up to Die for Liverpool. Yeah, that's everyone. That is everyone. Big up to you all, man. I'll speak to you all in a bit. It's been a blast again speaking to you all today. And yeah, Liverpool Prophet out. Up the Reds. Let's go. I'm out in a bit. Peace.